Coming up on 7:16. We got a lot of discussion even before I start the show.
I don't have one.
Anyway, now the big one. Ron. Ron.
We're on the air.
Why don't you pull up a chair and join?
Let's get the battle going.
Okay, we got the SROs here. Tom here, Tom, Bubba, Eddie, everybody's here. The big question, is Kentucky beatable?
It's anybody's beatable.
I'll say anybody's beatable, but I tell you,
They
the
look
way
good, though.
I don't think there's a team that can beat them. If they play like they've been
If they're
playing.
on their A game, they're not.
I hate to say that.
The question is, nobody's on their A game every night.
Yeah.
So,
They're due to have an off night.
yeah.
When's that going to happen?
Who knows?
A little bit of an off night against LSU. LSU had them on the ropes and
Here we go.
choked it off right there at the end.
Here we go. Bringing up
Typical
LSU.
choking.
Hey, I'm just
Facts are facts.
facts are facts, man.
Who do you think can beat them? What's the second team you think can
Wisconsin.
beat them? Yeah.
Anyway, student resource officers, school resource officers, friends of the kids.
You just demoted us to students. Can't get out of the 8th grade.
Making a big difference. We talk a lot about the school resource officers when the mayor stops by and people like that. And great program. And so what's going on in your world these days?
Man, trying to make it to spring break. Weather's breaking and kids are testing and everybody's ready for a break.
I hear that. It's been a long winter.
It has been.
It feels like it's been real long this year.
Yeah, it has.
Well, I think it's the last break since Christmas. So it's been Christmas till now.
It's a 3-month run,
Yeah,
Other
so-
than the few, how many snow days did y'all take? 3?
I think there was 3 in there.
3?
Yeah, and it was maybe 4. Might have been 4. I think we were out 2 days there once.
But I think that one day was a scheduled day. It was President's Day
Oh, that's
anyway.
right.
Oh, that's right.
And it was supposed to be an in-service day for the teachers, so the kids were already scheduled off. So really didn't count as an extra day.
So what's going on in your schools, Eddie? How's Bomber?
Bomber's doing good. It's of course, Guy Berry is what it is, but it's doing good. We got a lot of things going over there. Of course, the greenhouse. Doing a lot of things with the greenhouse.
I didn't know. Tell me. I think the last time you were here, we talked a little bit about that, but I don't remember all about it. What's going on?
Yeah, they was it last year? I think they got a grant for the greenhouse, and they got a lot. They got an aquaponics system.
Yeah.
In there, we got some tilapia going.
Really?
Yeah. The kids are really
I know where
enjoying
to
it.
get lunch.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. For the tilapia and for all the vegetables and things they have going on is, try to make a little profit for it. Just to keep the expense down. Some is sell. Take some over here to, the square and sell some of it. But it's going good.
Yeah. But what's going on in your world?
Man, high school springtime, it's sports left and right. You got soccer going on. You got Eddie's daughter is heavily into it, but baseball happening, track happening. It's just a busy time right now. And again, springtime's the lovely mandatory testing for all the schools. So you got teachers and administrators trying to get testing in and working them around all the athletic events and, keeping the kids busy. So, like I said, there's a lot going on right now. It's a busy, busy time.
I can imagine.
We all look forward, especially the kids. It's amazing. They'll come back with a new attitude after they get a week off.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
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 And I think that break's going to hit at the right time, right after this testing. This park
Yeah.
testing will be done.
Yeah.
Then they'll get a break. They'll get a week off, and I think there's makeup tests and a few other little things. But I think that break's at a really good time.
But not only the kid, we get a different attitude after a week off too.
Yeah, we do.
It's trying at times.
I can just imagine if somebody were to walk a mile in their in y'all's shoes. What would be the biggest surprise?
Oh goodness!
I mean,
The biggest surprise? Probably I would say the different calls that we get. It ranges from
I was going
A lot.
I was
I'd
going to
say a
say
lot of
the different issues
the-
that you deal with on
so
you're
much of
dealing
it's
from
non-police related too.
yeah. You
Say
know,
that again.
Non-police related stuff that we get involved in, but just helping kids, being a
Really?
resource, getting them directed in the right way when there's an issue. A lot of times you're dealing with issues that's happening at home, but they're looking for help. They're looking for guidance. We try to help them steer them in the right way and get other people involved.
1 hour you
Yeah.
could be dealing with a police issue. I just in the next hour I was taking a kid to take the driving test.
Really?
Yeah, stuff.
Wow.
You find out kids that they don't have enough clean clothes because the hot water heater's been broken at home and they couldn't afford to do anything about it. Every school's got a clothes closet and help them out with that. Or I blew out my shoes last night, and they're in school with a pair of shoes that are literally duct taped together. And let's go see if we got some shoes in the closet, or like he said, go with the counselor and take them to Walmart and get some money and go buy them a pair of shoes because
Unbelievable.
they don't know how they're going to get it.
Yep.
That's the stuff that people I don't think have any idea what we do.
You have
Good
kids
grief.
they actually fit the definition of homeless. You wouldn't think so in Mountain Home, but we have kids at the high school and junior high too, I'm sure, that fit the bill as being homeless. And,
Okay, I'm going to hit y'all with this. What I've just learned in the last couple of weeks on the Saturday program I do, we did 2 shows on the human sex trafficking issue. It's areas like this that make kids vulnerable. The average age for a human sex trafficking girl is 12 to 17 with a life expectancy of 7 years after they're hooked into it. It's the type of situation where the home life could be so severe that they're looking for any type of positive. So say you've got a 15-year-old girl that meets a 19-year-old guy, hey, I can help you out. You need to trust me. Once he gets her eating out of his hand, she's hooked. Now, have you seen anything? Well, let me back up. Branson is being watched as much as any other city because there's so many transients coming in. With Branson on Highway 65, it's just zip, 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 either Springfield to St. Louis or Little Rock I-40 to West Memphis down to New Orleans. And it said, blink, blink, they're gone.
I personally haven't dealt with any. I don't know that
Yeah, I haven't-
you guys
I
either
haven't
have
dealt with
any
none-
personally.
Yeah. I mean, we.
But that's
Tom-
where the school, and
Right.
that's a blessing because you guys may have deterred some of that.
Yeah, you're right. I
Just
mean,
by reaching out to help somebody.
I know Tom has dealt with a couple of issues at the junior high where he's had younger girls dating or with
Quote,
older,
dating
older
men.
boys,
pretty
and found out
pretty
about
sad.
it and was able to step in and intervene in several of those instances. So where it was headed, who knows? But
And you could have headed
Well,
it off at the pass, too.
Well, and we've had cases that have gone to court because of that.
Really?
27-year-old dating a 14-year-old.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, but that goes straight to that's a police matter, and that ends up going straight to court.
yeah,
People get arrested. People do serious time for that. But it happens. I mean, there's stuff like you just said.
Well, after the Super Bowl of 2014, there was 26 arrests made in Little Rock, Arkansas, directly linked to HST in the United States. And you think, well, they should be looking at Chicago or Philly or Cleveland or New Orleans or Las Vegas. But Little Rock,
Yeah.
I don't doubt
Yeah.
that.
why? That's the last place they're going to look, like Omaha, Nebraska,
Part of a lot of what we do is so much of it's preventative stuff.
Exactly.
It's just being
Exactly.
involved and having the relationships.
That's the importance
so we
of the
can
school
hear,
resource officer
we can
program.
hear
Right there.
the rumors, the stories of what's going on. But I mean, I don't think there's a town in this country that's immune from anything. If you think about it, I mean, if there's a way to make money, there's people out there that are going to take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
What if we could pull time back like It's a Wonderful Life and just see what it would be like without the SROs? I think you'd see a totally different parameter
Well, I
of
tell
the
you,
kids over the last 10, 12
I
years.
tell you that the police department would be bombarded with a lot of calls at the schools if SROs were in the building. Because schools are mandated reporters; they've got to report every incident to police on certain incidents that happen. So I mean, there'd be a lot of
So
calls.
you guys take care of filing that report?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why our phones ring. It's just not. I mean, I'm at the junior high primarily, but I get called to other buildings as these two do as well.
Yeah.
If another administrator says I need you to come over and look at something or be involved in this incident, You know, we go over there rather than them calling the police department and sending a uniformed officer from the, from patrol over. We'll just go go handle it and take care of it.
Wow. Another 30 seconds to go to break. Something else we could talk about before we go to break. What's on your mind?
Before we leave today, I'd like to talk about the Citizens Police Academy that we've got coming up in April.
That's going to be
something
good.
that-
That's going to be a good second half. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
take the news break. It's 7:26. Time for the news. Be right back. $7:33. Citizens Police Academy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Tell me all about it.
Class number 8 is scheduled to start. The first night is April 6th, which is a Monday at 6 p.m. at the Mountain Home Police Department. And it's about a 7-week course. And basically, any citizens that are 18 or older that are interested in learning more about, what the police department does and how they do it and how the different divisions within the police department, function. That's what the Citizens Police Academy is about teaching people that, and so they can experience it. It also involves ride-alongs with patrol officers, and also involves an afternoon on the range with some weapons. Showing them the different weapons that the police department utilizes for different situations, and letting them actually shoot a few things. So it's actually a pretty fun course. People that do it really enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think what's pretty neat about that is you can tell from the lineup is, you have the SRO speak, you have,
CID.
CID come and speak, you have the SRT team.
Yeah.
Okay, break down the initials. All people don't
Well,
know.
the
CID.
SROs first are the school resource officers, and we're scheduled to do our presentation on the 13th. The first night on the 6th is the chief, Kari Manuel. He does an introduction and a welcome. He talks about law enforcement technology, and then
Does he get excited?
I don't know if you'd say excited. How should we say?
I was gonna say, I don't know if Kari ever gets real excited.
Usually goes on for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then Lieutenant Eric Neal talks about the patrol division on that night. And then, like I said, the second night, which is Monday the 13th, the school resource officers, the three of us, do a presentation about what the school resource officer program is. And then I think next on the schedule, April 20th, is the drug recognition experts, the guys that on patrol. I think it's mainly Sergeant McCoy, and maybe another officer will help them out. They explain what the DRE program's about how they find people under the influence of other things other than alcohol. And then the SRT team that Eddie said, which is the Special Response Team. Some people know it as SWAT. They'll be on the 27th of April. Sergeant Steele will lead that group, and they'll talk about what the SRT team does and how they're utilized. And that same night, the second half, Eddie Helmert there and Jonathan Griffin, both canine officers of the department, will be there and have their dogs there and give a demonstration, explain their program that they do. And then on May 4th, the criminal investigators, CID, will be there. Lieutenant Eddie Griffin, and I think all the CID officers usually show up, and they give a presentation on what their division works on and how they do it. And then we usually end it on the last date will be May 11th. We usually end it with a tour of the Baxter County Detention Facility, and then a little graduation ceremony that Chief Manuel is in charge of. And they usually have a little bit of food and stuff, for that last night. And then somewhere in there, depending on weather, Bubba and I will take the Citizens Police Academy people that are involved for this year, we'll take them to the range. We'll look for like a Saturday morning, early afternoon, when the weather's going to be good, and we'll go out there and, like I said, give a demonstration and let them actually fire some weapons. So it covers everything that the police department basically does. They get a little taste of all of it.
And what's the criteria for
18 years or older, not be a convicted felon. You got to sign a waiver and sign a form that we're going to do a background check on you and make sure that you're not a convicted felon or anything like that. And that's basically it. You don't have to live in the city of Mountain Home.
Really?
I mean, as long as they can hear us on the radio, I guess they're invited to come. We've had people come from Flippin. We've had people come from Harrison. So
Then they do have, an alumni association with this as well.
after you graduate from this, you're allowed to join the Mountain Home Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, which is a nonprofit association of past members that they help the police department a lot. They volunteer with certain things. They raise money. Yeah, they raise money for us, and they buy different. They've helped raise money for Bomber to get her here in Mountain Home to keep her maintained and stuff. So
They volunteer their time for our active shooter.
Oh, yeah.
That we do.
They
during
role
the
play
summer.
for us.
Yeah.
They do a lot.
Yeah.
So, but in order to be a member of the Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, you have to graduate through an academy.
So think about it, Dale. Sign up.
Dale Hoffman, Monday night, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Tempting. I know I won't be there the 20th. I'll be coming back from Tennessee, but
Yeah.
interesting. That would be fun.
You can miss one night. We'll allow that.
Makeup day,
Sure.
or I leave early.
Hey, well, that's that's the day where there's drug recognition experts on April 20th. I bet you I can get one of those guys to give you a private screening on that.
Private screening of what?
We'll just show you how it works.
Yeah, we'll make it work just for you, Dale.
Does the word "set up" come to mind?
So I think if of course, if they want to sign up or if they're interested, call the police department.
Call the police department at 425-6336, or they can call my office direct at 508-4553. Go to mountainhomepolice.com, and the application is right there on the internet, and you can just submit it over the internet, and then we'll go from there.
Right.
Right now, we have already 6 people that have signed up that I've contacted and confirmed that they're coming. So we try to get at least 10, and we usually cut it off at about 20. And we've had classes of 16, 18 people.
So the experience I would get out of this would be it's not really walk a mile in your shoes, so to speak, but it's just to see the inner workings of the PD.
To learn that, what we actually do as police officers in the different divisions. So, people see things on TV, and that's what they think is real.
Oh, come on.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not really.
But, they have no idea.
I'm so hurt.
There's people out there that,
You can't pull a fingerprint and identify somebody in 15 minutes.
and it's not like remember, what was that, Miami Heat, where they would dip their finger in a bag of cocaine and say, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
real good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That don't happen,
Man, I feel a little good right now.
It gives them, when people hear CID, Criminal Investigation Division, they don't know what they do. They don't know how they do it, and they give them an insight. So people actually have an idea, what it entails to be a CID, investigator. So, and you get the ride along. You get to do a ride along program with patrol. You get to meet all the different officers, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing is, Dale, though, and I say this all the time, what you know and what you can prove can be 2 different things. And a lot of people think they can walk in here and say, hey, he stole my car, and that's enough information for us to go arrest you. Well, there's a lot of background and investigation work that's got to be done, evidence that has to be gathered,
A lot of
to-
documentation to take something to court to
to
prove
take something to
somebody
court.
guilty of
Yeah.
a crime.
So just somebody's word doesn't work, and so they see the inner workings of how something goes through like that, and why, sometimes somebody you may know they're guilty of something, but you may not be able to gather the proof to be able to do that.
What you know and what you can prove.
Right.
It's
Well, look,
2 different
look
things.
at the news right now. That big real estate mogul that's being charged with murder. I mean, for how many years have they been working on this case?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what they knew.
Was that in
Yeah,
New
what
Orleans
they
or
do.
L.A.?
L.A.,
L.A.
Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
it's going to court in New Orleans, but
He's in L.A. right now, but he
Yeah.
said he wasn't going to fight extradition.
yeah,
So, but I mean, I'm sure they've known for a long time that they wanted to charge this man, but able to get enough documentation and proof so a judge will sign off on an arrest warrant is what you know and what you can prove sometimes are big differences. But it's a good program. I mean, people that go through it really enjoy it. I mean, when they're done, they're happy that they did it, and a lot of people stay involved with the Alumni Association.
Now, with all due respect to every police officer that's listening, the public's view is when we see one of the police cars, like one sits over here patrolling, ever so often you'll see somebody pulled over with some blue lights going on, and somebody else got caught doing something, I mean, that's kind of skimming the surface.
Oh yeah,
yes.
right. What?
That's one, and that's what they pick up from this too. Is that's just one part of patrol. Those guys do so much more than just that part.
That's just a highly visible part. It's hard to
Yeah.
miss when there's a black and white with these bright blue lights gotten somebody pulled over and they're getting a citation for something. It's hard to miss
Speaking
that.
of which, in fact,
Here we go.
There we go. Just
I
wear
call-
the seatbelt, Dale. Just
Dale,
wear
just put
the
it
seatbelt.
on.
Who's not wearing a seatbelt? Oh, it's when I ride the school bus. That's why I don't wear it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, you're opening up a can there, Dale. Come on.
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Go
you
ahead.
see my abolish the Arkansas seatbelt law on Facebook page?
Yeah.
Can't say that I did. I don't do.
I
Facebook.
called the chief after. You remember when the building, what was it, Splashes, had caught fire, and they had the fire department had to run the line across, and one of the firemen said that's very rare that we have to do that. Those blue lights were so intense, I could not hardly see the officer. The way that I knew to turn right to go in by the Chinese area was the fact that I saw somebody else turn, and I couldn't tell. The lights on the car were so bright.
So what's your point?
Is there a way to turn them down a little
No,
bit?
No.
There's
No,
not a
there's
dim
not.
switch.
Those LEDs are so sharp.
But during the day, they're not that.
But
sharp,
let me ask
right?
you something. Was that the front of the car or the rear of the car?
I don't know. It was so bright. I don't know.
The front of the car, when those lights, they're done like that for protection purposes too. When that officer's walking up on a traffic stop,
12 volt, 1157
yeah.
bulb.
I
You're
remember
aging. You're aging yourself. here now.
And they had a rubber, like almost like a belt. And when that belt would freeze in the wintertime, those lights
get
didn't
one.
turn. They go, and they just sit there,
Yeah.
flutter because the lights were frozen. The little wheel was frozen.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go to break, the safety of an officer when they pull somebody over. Let's say that an officer decides to pull me over on Highway 62 out by Kent Chevrolet. I get off in a parking lot. How can I guarantee the officer's safety?
Well, the best part is, like you just said, pull over into a parking lot. Get
Get off the
someplace
road.
where they can get off the
But
road.
that
'cause more
officer
people
don't
are-
know if I'm a crazy lunatic with a AK-47 sitting beside me, or if I've got my Gresh electric guitar sitting there. You know?
Well, and
not
I'll
that
tell you-
not that I've ever been stopped.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I do is turn on my interior light,
Yep.
Okay.
roll down my window,
Okay.
and sit there with my hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's at
Just
night.
he walks
Just stay there.
Yeah.
That way, you turn your light on, he can see inside your vehicle. He can see your hands because that's
Yeah.
what you're gonna. That's what an officer's worried about. You know, that's what
Well,
he's gonna
yeah.
be hurt with. And roll your window down,
Because
especially
there's
if you got tinted
absolutely
windows.
no reason to harm an officer,
Right.
in
so,
my opinion. So.
Caller wants to make a comment about your show.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Got to go to break. We got the Sean Hannity update and other good things. Stick around. Be right back.
And you know, there's many officers killed each year, exactly by that. You know,
Really?
hit by passing traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And absolutely, there is. And
Probably more than any other thing.
Yeah.
Is that
I'd say that
hit
was the
by a
main
car.
on a traffic stop on the side of the road.
I look at it as it's just like some mornings coming into town. When I come to work, that sun hits you at the, on that spring morning, that sun hits you in the face where you actually have to slow down because you can't see, what's coming up ahead of you. So I would just go with the cautious part.
Or having to drive to Fayetteville like on June 15th,
Yeah.
heading west with a clear sky.
Exactly.
My
Oh,
goodness.
It's right in your eyes. I
It
mean,
is.
So
You
that
know,
you,
same
what do you,
difference.
so what do you
Same
do? You slow
migraine.
down to to what you feel is a safe speed
Sure.
at that point, and something like that. Just slow down to a crawl if you got to.
Final 2 minutes. Citizens Police Academy.
Starts April 6th. It's a 7-week course. If you're interested, call the police department at 425-6336, or they can call direct to my office at 508-4553. It's free. All you have to do is go through a background check, be 18 or older, and commit to about 6 Monday nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You'll learn a lot, about what the police department does, how they do it, and how the different divisions go about their assigned tasks.
Sounds like fun.
It actually
just
is.
might do
the
this.
ride-along situation is fun. The going on the range on Saturday's fun. Certain presentations are more lively than others and more hands-on. But you learn a lot of how it really happens.
Now,
at the
Dale, I'll
police
tell you,
department.
if you go through this little program here, you don't get a badge.
Hey, I got a plastic bag.
You got a little
That's
plastic
for you.
bag.
Get you a
for it.
plastic
Junior
bag.
Ranger. A little cowboy hat.
We'll get
Cat
you one.
pistol.
Now, just don't get a blue light and flap that thing out when you're driving through someplace.
Blue light for the dashboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Dale. I'm Dale Hoffman, Junior.
Police Academy graduate.
Yeah, junior deputy.
Where's your seatbelt?
Wear my seatbelt, Lister.
Yeah.
I don't think the government give me more money for wearing my seatbelt.
No comment.
No comment.
Anyway, it's coming up. April 6th is our first night. I mean, if people were to call, closer to that date, as long as I can get the background check done and everything, we'll take as many as about 20 participants.
And so, Citizens Police Academy. I'll take a look at my schedule. I know I'm going to be gone the 20th, but anyway.
Like I said, one day is
Only
okay.
one. You know, you can get away with missing one.
You're not going to miss us on the 13th. That's the important thing, Dale.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
right.
You,
So I can come to that one class, right?
And you'll see Tom every Monday night if you
Yeah.
do. So, hey, there's a bonus.
and they usually have home baked cookies and stuff.
Oh,
the
Dale,
Citizens
the
Police Academy
cookies.
alumni.
Ooh,
I
cookies
can
are
just
awesome.
The Alumni Association brings food and drinks for the
Yeah.
ongoing class.
That wraps it up. Folks, I firmly support our school resource officers. Hope you do too. Appreciate the guys being here today. That wraps it up. It's time for the Rush Morning Update, followed by Glenn Beck. See you tomorrow.